last thing we're going to do on the back of the car, as far as deconstruct, take apart if you will, is to remove these shocks. Now these shocks actually look like they look almost brand new. I mean, there's absolutely no rust on the bolts or the shocks themselves. So I think these shocks, as well as these coil springs, have been recently replaced. So that's good news. I mean, that's not something we're going to have to get into because they've been replaced. However, I do want to remove them just so I can get to the back. As I said, I'm going to make sure I rust stop any surface rust that may be existing. So I am going to remove these. And there's really just 3 bolts. There's one here at the bottom, and then there's 2 little ones up at the top. And I'll start with this bottom one. And I'll just need to get a big wrench on that. This bolt's so new it'll thread right off by hand, so got a washer and a lock washer on the other side. And then a big washer behind. And then I'll move up to, you come around this side, Alex, maybe, if you need to. You can see there's 2 bolts here, one here, hard to see in there, and one here. So what I'm going to have to do is get a wrench on them here, and then I got to hold it up at the top. So I'll try to get on the nut from down below here. Looks a little tight, so I might not be able to use my socket in here. Well, there I go. Okay, so I've got it broke loose, and now I just gotta stop the top from turning. This is a case where you kind of need 2 hands, or 4 hands, but so you may see this tape that I've got on my swivel, and what that is just an old mechanic's trick to, you know, as your socket maybe gets a little bit, the swivel, which allows it to pivot, this gets a little bit too loose, you can just put a piece of tape around it and that stiffens it up, so then it still moves but it doesn't just like flop around. So I got the one bolt out. Now I'm going to go to the other side, do the same thing. Again, the only real hard part about this is just kind of holding the top, finding and holding that top nut from turning. And it might have to be done from the back side. Yeah, I can access it on the back side here. Trying to do it myself. But this is a case where I'm not going to fight it. I'm going to ask Alex to, I'm going to turn the camera off because I'm going to go on the back side, hold the bolt at the top, and then I'll ask Alex to just turn this wrench and loosen the nut. Okay? Well, we got the first shock off here, so basically we're just going to go around to the other side and repeat the same process and get the shock off over there. And then we will have removed everything that we need to from the rear end here. One thing I want to point out that we noticed, this here is a body mount, and that is getting, the rubber's cracking. So I'm going to try to replace these as well. I got to make sure I can get them, but if I can get them, then I'm going to order them and I'm going to replace them, because I hate to go this far. This is essentially the last component that I could replace under this car, so I'm going to try to look those up tonight, see if I can get body mounts for it, and then we'll take those out and put them in as well. It's a heck of a job. There's 4 back here, but I just would feel more comfortable replacing them. I mean, the way I'm going to do these cars is like if it was for myself and if I was going to own it, and so, and it lasts as long as I can. So this is just one area I'm not going to shortcut. I'm going to do it right, and you know, again, provided I can find the body mounts for these. It's not totally fragged out, but it's getting bad, and so I just as soon replace it if I can. So I'm going to go to the other side, get the other shock out, and then we'll be all set. They actually had this giant lock washer, which, if you can see here, is way too big for this bolt. So they were almost trying to use it as both a washer and a lock washer, where the other